Hi guys, this is Varun from Phone Arena and we are live from IFA in Berlin, and we have the Asus Memo 8 with us, and we're going to be quickly comparing it to the iPad mini. So we have the Apple iPad mini on the left and the Asus Memo 8 on the right. Both are kind of 8-inch kind of tablets. The iPad mini has a 7.9-inch screen, whereas this is an 8-inch screen. So both have kind of similar screen resolutions, and whereas the aspect ratio seems a bit different from the two. So the iPad mini is a lot more wider, whereas the Asus Memo 8 is a bit more narrower in terms of the screen size. So that's that. This is running on Apple iOS 6, and this is currently running on Android 4.2.2. So both have front facing cameras. There are no physical buttons on the Asus Memo 8, whereas you have the home key, home button on the Apple iPad. So in terms of the thickness, the Apple iPad is definitely a lot thinner than the Asus Memo 8, as you can see here. So you have the volume rocker on the right for both the devices, and there's a mute switch on the iPad mini, which is not there on the Memo Pad. You have only a power lock switch. So as you can see, this is a 3G version of the iPad mini we have here. The Memo Pad is only available in Wi-Fi, so you don't have a 3G slot there. On the top, you have a 3.5mm audio jack on both the iPad mini and the Asus Memo Pad, and you've got microphones in both these tablets. And the power switch on the iPad mini is on the top. There's a micro USB port on the top of the Asus Memo Pad. Going over to the left, you will find something which is not there on the iPad mini on the Asus Memo 8. You have a micro SD card slot which supports cards up to 64 GB, whereas the iPad is fixed at 16, 32 or 64 GB, and you pay a premium for every other model. So this comes in 8 or 16 GB, the Asus Memo Pad, in terms of storage, and you can expand it via micro SD card slot, which is a nice thing to have. Going over to the bottom, you have nothing on the Asus Memo Pad, whereas you have the loudspeakers and the lightning connector, which is something like a micro USB, but in the Apple world it's a lightning connector. So it's not a standard micro USB, but a lightning connector on the bottom. Going over to the back, you have the Apple branding on the Apple iPad mini, whereas the Asus Memo Pad obviously has the Asus branding. There's a 5-megapixel camera on the Asus Memo 8. You also have a similar camera on the Apple iPad mini. As you can see, there's a 3G antenna here, whereas you don't have any 3G antenna here. The loudspeaker is on the back of the Asus Memo 8, whereas it was on the bottom of the iPad mini. So both are nice looking tablets, and the iPad mini feels a lot lighter and thinner than the Asus Memo 8, whereas the Asus Memo 8 has a lot more features in terms of micro SD card slot, and like support for I think they might even have support for USB on the go, and it's powered by a quad-core processor and all that. And the battery life, pretty much I think the iPad mini would be better in terms of the battery life, considering it has a beefier battery. But then that was just a quick comparison between the Apple iPad mini and the Asus Memo 8. Thanks for watching.